What's going on, everybody? It's Falchion with you once again. And once again, we're here for another Borderless Gaming GSA podcast. Uh, Phil, tell them which episode this is.
Phil, me, I don't know. Ask Geek.
Geek?
Episode 35.
I just lost everything in my head.
Welcome, everybody.
What's going on, everybody? We are glad to have you with us once again. Gotta say some hello to the peeps here. So what's going on, Evil? Glad you could make it. Hey, Keisha, here all early in things. Shadow, what's up? Kimberly, hey, how are you doing? Andrea, hello. Glad you could make it as well. Yeah, so
episode 35 in the can, not yet, man, but
trying to put it in the can.
We're working on it.
So real quick, today in J-Law's gaming history, 14 years ago, the Orange Box dropped for the Xbox 360. Now, I'm wondering how many people care about this. It means a lot to me because Portal was in the Orange Box, right?
Mhm.
The Orange Box was a bunch of games from Valve, right?
Yeah.
And Portal, one of my all-time favorite games, to be honest with you. And then, so I'm actually, when I was looking through it for the PC at the same time, all those games dropped individually, but I didn't see the Orange Box. Did the Orange Box drop on PC? Do you know, Clay?
It wasn't the Orange Box. It's just you bought it as a package deal, as a bundled deal.
Okay. So
but
only the 360 got the Orange
I wish you'd have
Box.
told me about this because we could have a whole show on this topic, the Orange Box, and how much the Orange Box shaped current gaming as we're talking about right now. Without the Orange Box, there wouldn't be Counter-Strike, there wouldn't be Overwatch, there wouldn't be Paladins, there wouldn't be a bunch of games because of the Orange Box, because of what's the name of that game? Team Fortress
2 was in there.
Team Fortress was in that box, and Team Fortress is where Overwatch came from.
I did not know that.
Yep, they built off of that.
Zhao's concept design is better than his actual design in the game.
I'm on live.
I know.
See ya.
What's going on, Julian?
I've been sitting here this entire time and he hasn't asked me anything. The moment we go live, hey, I got a fun fact about Genshin.
What's going on, J-Law? Welcome. Glad you could make it. Hopefully you figured out if you wanted to watch football or play a game or eat or any of the number of other things that you could do in your life right now. But we are glad that you're here chilling with us as at least one of those things.
There's a bunch of games that came out of that Orange Box. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, Keisha. But yeah, so one of my favorite games is Portal, and it was in that box, and I really enjoyed that game. I really enjoyed playing through that game and the second one, and it's some songs from that game. That's one of the few games that I would listen to the music while I was playing.
Because the cake is a lie.
Yeah, it was all really funny and fun and really went well with the game. So yeah, today, 14 years ago,
Half-Life. That's the other game I was thinking.
Yes, Half-Life. That's right.
Freaking Half-Life in that grab gun where you pick stuff up and toss it across the room. That was awesome. Yep. Playing that in multiplayer and throwing saw blades at people.
Yeah. So what are you guys playing this week? What you guys been up to?
Well, I played that Battlefield beta, the open beta.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of issues there, a lot of rubber banding, a lot of glitching. The scale of it seemed almost overwhelming because the buildings were so large, but then I always got shot by some guy that I didn't see in the bushes.
Mm-hmm.
So, but once you got into the hang of it, it seemed really fun. I would have had more fun could I have gotten in a game with Falchion and we could have got some squad mechanics working.
Now, you wouldn't have had fun in a game with me because the game was not working for me. Um, I couldn't kill anybody, and I know J Law right now is thinking of all kinds of wisecracks about how I'm a bad shot, and I'm not. But I was
Potato
getting
aim is real.
I was getting all the white hit markers, and they never went red, and no one ever dropped. Um, and I know it had to have had to do with the beta. You know, I'm not knocking the game for any of its problems that I experienced because I did experience a lot of problem. But I do know, as Shadow just said, it was in beta or it is in beta, and so that's a problem because I did get to play with Hori, and Hori right next to me was just dropping people in 1 or 2 shots. So I can't really say anything about it being maybe the game, more that it's just the beta and it was not working for me on my system for some reason correctly. So that was really unfortunate. But if you look deeper and since you did play it, and anybody else that hey lady, hey, welcome, glad you made it. Oh, you know what, Evil? That's another thing. I was watching Evil stream it, and I saw him hit a shot. It was so you know that there's a really tall building on the map, right? I mean, it's super tall. Evil was probably a good 1,600 meters away, and he was shooting on this guy, sniping on this guy on top of that building, and he just walked it up. And when he hit him, the dude dropped. So, like, it was working for some people, but wasn't working for some other people. And I did see, like, on like Angry Joe, he did a thing, and he was having some of the same issues as me, and it was just crazy.
Mm. I
But
we played Earth Defense Force
yeah,
4.1. We tried to stream it, but it didn't turn out so well. But that was fun. And then I played Elite Dangerous yesterday on the Xbox. Pretty interesting experience coming over from the PC to the console playing it. A lot less simulation, if you will.
it's
But
kind of weird.
I mean, and maybe they've just changed the game based off of the last time I played it, but it seemed a lot easier to play on the console than it was to play on the PC. But that's the only thing I played this week.
Well, I played the Battlefield beta. I played some what is that game? Far Cry 6, sorry. That was actually really fun. I enjoyed that. But the big thing that I played uh was GT GTA 5, believe it or not, in a role play server.
Okay.
And
On
actually
5M?
yeah, actually angry my bad. Evil can tell you a lot more about it. He actually helps code for the server. I have some video of it. Let's see.
Lady A was trucking
Share.
across America, delivering Walmart goods on American Truck Simulator.
What, Lady A? You played? Really? You what?
She was delivering them flat screen
Are you
TVs
serious? You play American Truck Sim?
and some pork rinds.
So in the background here, you can see like my gameplay. So I wanted to actually promote it because, and actually, it's kind of crazy that you say that you play it, Lady A, because you will see that they coded into GTA 5 American Truck Sim, right? To where you can drive a truck and make deliveries and everything, and drop off goods and what have you, and you have to park it, which I'm absolutely horrible at. And but there's a lot of information, and again, Evil can tell you a whole lot more, but I will give you some information if you decide to do it. So and here on this video that I took some clips of doing a couple of jobs. The first one is I am a tow truck driver, and so right now I'm setting up, going around to pick up cars that I need to tow. Um, and so in the role playing, of course, you want to obey the law so that you don't get in trouble with the law, but you can also break the law, of course, right? So like when I thought about GTA Online, my hope, I guess, was that it would be something like this where you're a citizen or whatever and you're doing things, but you might have an illegal job on the side or something, right? And
No,
but
GTA is nowhere near that.
right, that's just everybody wants to be a gangster in GTA 5, right? So I didn't I mean it's fun with friends for a minute, but after a while it becomes tedious and people are just trolling you the entire time and it's not really fun playing this. And look, in this I haven't even done anything wrong. Well, I did get in trouble for running a red light. I got pulled over for that once, but it's not going to show here. It wasn't during this, but yeah, you can do all that stuff that you can do on GTA, but you want to just kind of play as a normal character. You don't want to get caught, right? So you're not trying to get into all these big gang battles and everything, or you may want to get into a game battle, but you want to do it stealthily or the way it would happen, the way you think it might happen in real life. Some jobs that are in there, you can be the police, you can be a lawyer, you can be EMS. They have stretchers that if you like, I got hit by a car and so I had to be taken to the hospital. The hospital actually works like you can go in and you gotta pay to to be seen at the hospital. Um, just all kinds of things, and there's a big, huge list that the main coder for it is Miss Angie Baker, and so thank you, Angie, for allowing us to showcase this on the podcast, and also for allowing me in because it's really fun. I'm having a really good time. So again, Deck can sorry, sorry, Evil can let you know all about it, how to get in if you're interested. Here you can see I'm actually about to pick up my the car that I need to tow, and you'll see how like really involved it is here in
This is
just a second.
PC exclusive. Yeah, 5M is
Yeah, this
on
is
console, right?
right, right. This is
So
just PC.
I've played some on 5M. I've been on a couple of servers. Um, GTA as a whole is a brilliant game. It has so much, content, and for them to, open it up in this way to allow you guys to play, your own servers and whatnot. That's pretty amazing. The whole 5M situation. So you have
Right.
a great core setup for a game.
And I mean, just look at this coding right here. That the time and effort that they must have put into to just this little bit that I'm showing you here is just insane. Like you have to do all this stuff, load up the car and everything, drive it back. Here I'll skip ahead a little bit and see like right here. I had to go to the gas station, uh, pump my gas and everything, and you have to, get out, do it. Like I said, it's just fun. It was fun being pulled over. Like I didn't mean to run a red light. Um, just some places in the GTA world, the red light or the traffic lights aren't for me where I would expect them to be, so I miss them sometimes, and so I got caught um, and pulled over. It was pretty funny. I got let off with a warning. That was cool. But
I'll
you
say some of
see,
my favorite things about GTA is just getting in the car and listening to the radio, and just
yeah,
driving around.
yeah,
It's such a atmosphere wise, it's such a great game, you know.
Right. And you can do that. Of course, all that's involved here. Of course, I couldn't do it if I was gonna have this on the stream. So
Sure, because you know the
copyright and everything.
algorithms.
Yeah. So here you see me. I've taken the car back to the impound or what have you, and I'm dropping it off. And then real quick, we'll skip. Oh, had to come to the computer here to grab my paycheck. Then go over here. This is where the truck simulator comes in. Come in here, you get a job like in Truck Simulator. Whoops. Come over here, jump in the truck. Skipped a little bit, but got to back in, hook up. Because of this T-bar here, this truck you really have to slam into it, and I never want to slam it that hard, and so this time it didn't work. So I had to keep pushing hard back. See. And then so there it hooks up, and then you're on your way. You have to eat and drink or you will die. Right now I live in an apartment, but I did find a house that I want, so I got to talk to the real estate agent about that. Here you'll see just kind of like on Truck Simulator, some lines will show up here where you need to park your load. I'm horrible at it, and I got really lucky that it was a really easy place to park it on this one. Because normally it's a place where it takes me like 30 minutes to park a single truck. But that's fun. And then like I've seen Evil run. Actually, you see Evil in this. He's doing the same job as I'm going back to park my rig. He's leaving to pick one up. Just I've seen him and his gang, and I've seen them on the street corner selling drugs. I've seen them.
Man, don't be snitching on Evil. You know, you talking about him like that on air, man.
Right? And I've seen them rob like a lady that was in there,
and he keeps going.
Hey, he keeps going.
I know, right?
Man.
Right. I gotta give you guys the dirt though. You guys gotta have the dirt.
I went on one server once on 5M. Oh no, not me personally. Sorry, take that back. I saw a YouTube video of some guys on 5M, and they were pretending to be Jehovah's Witnesses on bikes and running around. And running around and trying to convert people.
That's evil right there. But yeah, it's a good time. So if you ever want to play,
well,
GTA,
whatever you do, don't do illegal stuff around Fashion, because he's gonna come on air and tell all his business. Now he's gonna get arrested.
He's gonna just out you.
Yeah,
right.
Come on, Robin. You're not supposed to tell the secrets of the Batcave.
So here you go, and here's me picking up my pay for doing that load. You can let it stack up and pick it all up at once or something as well. So,
the 5M DA is using this camera footage right now as evidence of Evil's crimes.
But yeah, there you go. You do things like lock and unlock your car, put on the seatbelt. You should hear it. Oh, I faded out. You'll hear the seatbelt click and everything. You need to wear your seatbelt, or if you get into an accident, you'll really get hurt. So it's really cool, really in depth. Takes GTA to a whole another level. And really,
Lady A and Kimberly, please don't encourage him.
Please do. Yes, encourage.
It's a great game. It really is. GTA in general, but you know, adding the 5M experience to it,
takes it to a whole nother level. And so yeah, that's what I've been playing. So with all of that, we should probably get into the news, right?
Well, I forgot to mention, you know, while Falchion is outing people, that I played Destiny with Lady A, and she would not let me get off the game. So we were there forever.
Well,
it was good times.
Well, let's use that as a segue into this story. Destiny is pulling the Forsaken expansion to add the Witch Queen, and I'm curious all my Destiny's players in here, what do you guys think about that? You guys spent a lot of money on this, and now it's going to be gone, and you're not getting anything in return.
Now, to be
So,
clear, I think the article that we're referencing didn't mention anything that they were compensating you guys for. So, as Destiny players, do you guys have any information that we don't have?
right.
Last we heard was that they weren't giving you guys anything to replace it with.
Okay, so Lady A says they're vaulting to make room. So that means they're putting it in a place that, well, let me just ask, are they putting it in a place where you can no longer access it, or is it something different? Did we just get it completely wrong?
So as they read it, they said they're vaulting it to come back at a later date. So as a game practice, then
Okay.
and talking to you guys about it, as a game game practice, a game company, what happens if they steer the game in a direction that it doesn't come back?
For me, once we go to like these new areas, unless a quest line sends you back to one of those old DLC areas, you very rarely go back there. So it's not like you're losing something. Even though we pay for it, we don't play it anymore. So I don't feel like it's such a loss.
Okay. And that's what I was curious about, like, because like Witch Queen coming up, what did we say? The most expensive version of it that you can get is upwards around $260, right? So for something like that to go away at some point and you can't access it anymore, that feels painful in my soul. You know what I mean? Like,
I mean,
but all of you
you
guys are saying you won't miss it.
you say you won't miss it, but in my opinion, it's dangerous because it sets precedents. So you look at WoW, for instance, which has a lot of expansions. Yeah, even if you don't access that area, you own it. Yeah, you have the right to access it no matter when you want to access it. So, but you're setting it that it's okay to do this. So you purchase an expansion, you play it for a while, they decide to take it out of the game and don't compensate you for something. It's almost like buying a car with with a heater, and then you move to Arizona, and they like, we're gonna take the heater out because you won't use it in Arizona because it's hot all the time. Well, I bought it, I still want the heater. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
does that make sense? Is that a good analogy?
Yeah, and that's what I was thinking. And so Evil here is saying that it's so old that it's been forgotten. And I guess also this isn't the first time that they've done it, right? They've done it with other DLCs, and I didn't even know about that until I was
Yeah.
looking through the story. But I mean, you guys don't feel like you should be compensated in some way, like maybe a discount on the Witch Queen. $250 comes up.
Well, especially when you're talking about a $250 DLC, I can take whatever discount that we can get. But like I said originally, once you get to that level, like to any level, to any new DLC, you're so busy following those quest lines, those bounties, that unless something sends you back to earlier expansions, you never look back. Well, you don't really have time.
Okay.
With Lady A, running me all over the place. She was actually helping me on my quest line because I'm the noob.
I guess for me, it's more of principle. You know, um, I bought something, whether I play it or not, it's mine. I can do whatever I want to do with it. You know what I mean? So it's, you know what I mean? And then again, it's kind of setting precedents. So future gaming companies can look at this model and say, oh, we'll do the same thing. What if Arc decides we're going to take out the Scorched Earth expansion? Think about the things that you lost out of that expansion. One of the big ones is wind generators. Yeah, that's a big thing out of that expansion. They decide we're going to vault that to make way for another expansion. You know, even though you bought it, now you don't have access to it. Now I don't know if those expansions with Destiny came with stuff that could be used, you know, in the current game. But it is kind of weird. It's a weird precedent set, in my opinion.
Okay, and I can see what you're saying here, Evil. So here's a question, and I guess this is like my main question. One of my main questions is, let's say the Witch Queen comes out, they what you guys call Vault, um, Forsaken. What am I missing coming into the game so late? Right, like this was a big thing because I remember you guys talking about it, Forsaken. Right, I remember you guys being very excited when you while you were all were playing it, and I mean all of you, like watching Shadow streams, Lady A, Geek, even Evil, and the people that he plays with. I've seen you all play that expansion, and so as a new player after it gets vaulted, what am I missing, if anything?
Again, because of the way that it's set up, right? There are all these activities that you need to do on each expansion. So when the Witch Queen comes out, there are going to be all those experiences that you want to play. Um, the level cap automatically brings you up to a certain level. And again, if you're trying to do, because you need to keep up, because like I'm trying to gain ground so that I can go into different events with Lady A, but they're at her power level, so there are things that I can't do. So now, if you're a new player and you come to the Witch Queen, you're not going to go back to do Forsaken content, and they have methods of helping you level where you have to do these quest steps and these quest lines and these events. All of it is going to be on the Witch Queen. So you would never look back for Forsaken.
Interesting. Okay,
So,
so
so if I'm a new player, I've never played Destiny before, and you know, Witch Queen drops, I come in, I will not have known about Forsaken and all that. In terms of the storyline, I'll be totally cool. Never skip
Yeah,
a beat.
and there's
yeah,
not going to be like people running around with things that I don't have because I missed out on this. And then, which kind of falls to what Evil's saying here, like to get his Gallowhorn back. So you had a weapon in your possession, in your inventory, and they took it away from you, and now you're waiting to get it back. Is that what you're saying? And is that
no, no. It when you had it, it was such a low level. The light level at that time was so much lower that I must have like 3 to 4 Gallahorns in my vault. But at the time when I had them, they were such a lower level that it would make no sense for me to use it now. So now, if you get a Gallahorn at a current light level, it makes it worth using. We all are excited for the Gallahorn because in its time, at its light level, it was such a good weapon. But he's not going to go in his vault and take out one of his lower level Gallahorns to use it now because it won't do enough damage to current enemies.
Okay.
So your statted gal. Okay, I get it. Because it's kind of like Diablo. You have a low level statted Galahorn in your vault, but now they're releasing it with a higher level stats on it. It would be pointless to use the old one and come back and okay, I get it on that end. It's kind of Diablo talk.
I guess from my point of view, right, and what I'm wondering, what is confusing or what would bother me, I should say, is if I jumped in to the Witch Queen as a new player, and then there are people who've been playing Destiny 2 since the beginning, had all this great stuff that I could never get because it's now no longer a thing.
Vaulted.
But
Yeah.
then, to be honest with you, that's not really anything new. I mean, it's just something that I don't like in games, but it's not really anything.
If you're new to Destiny, if you come to Destiny right now, you play Destiny maybe 4 times in life, and you come to Witch Queen, you're never going to look back. And like I said, all of those older items are such low levels, you're never going to see anybody with it. So you won't even know that you're missing anything.
Okay.
And then one of the things that makes Destiny such a tight knit community is that there is so
Wow.
much complexity, meaning that when you get there, you're gonna say, "How do I get a primal Ingram?" Now, how do I? You're gonna have to ask because you're not gonna know all of these things. I played Destiny, and there are so many things. I know Lady A's ears have to be bent all to death because I'm Lady A, where do I get this? Lady A, where do I get that? Where did they move this vendor? And because it's all so new. So you wouldn't even know that Lady A, one of the vendors, Shadowfire, one of the vendors that moved, Gambit, he moved. So now Falchion would never know that, and he would just learn where they are. And because of that, they put in quest steps where you have to go, because I just did this the other day, where I had to go to all the vendors. And now it shows you where their new locations are. You know, the main ones are still where they've always been, but like Gambit, he moved. Who else, Lady A? Who else moved? So the ones that moved, you would only know the current locations, and none of that other stuff matters because it doesn't exist.
So there's been a big uproar this week about it. Is it just non-Destiny players that are complaining? Because I feel like you guys run the gambit of Destiny players, of different types of Destiny players.
Lady A is saying Ida 1 moved, Saint 14 moved. You have no idea who we're talking about. So you would only know their current locations. So you wouldn't even have a complaint because it's no different to you.
Okay.
And the people who are complaining are the people who are returning. There are paths that you used to run because you knew where these places and people were. And so it's an annoyance if you're playing it and you're going, but I went to look where Idle One used to be. And now you're annoyed because you have to learn something different. Because Destiny players, on a whole, run through it. And you do it so much that it's mental memory where that character is. You tell me to go to the Tangled Shore, I know exactly where I'm going. You tell me to go get Cabal on the Tangled Shore. I know where to go for that. Now, if they moved it, that would annoy me. But you coming to it, learned response is learned response. So you wouldn't have a complaint. Shadowfire, Lady A, am I making sense? Or am I so much of a noob that I don't know?
I don't know. I get it. It's I mean, I don't play the game. I've fired it up a few times. I think it's an enjoyable game. I just hadn't gotten into it. You know, I've never played with anybody for that matter. I think as a business decision, it's just kind of weird. Like it's not something I don't know. It seems like it's setting a standard that kind of sits a little uncomfortable to me, but ultimately it's down to Destiny players, right? So if you guys are okay with it, you know, cool in the gang, you know.
Okay, people, Mark.
It's your community, and it's not for me to step into your community and have some type of complaint about how you're running your community. So, you know, enjoy it.
All right, people, mark your calendars. Today is the day that I agree with Plank.
Yeah.
No argument, no opposing position.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Wow.
We agree.
Let me write that down. Oh my goodness.
Because that's exactly right. It's a dangerous precedent. In this instance, it works, but it is a slippery slope.
Yeah, and
You know,
because somebody like, and not to say Destiny, but some of these notorious developers, as you will, and Ubisoft, you know, and EA could definitely use that to their advantage and say, well, it worked over here. Let us try something. You know what I mean?
That's true.
Come on, Kimberly. You're supposed to be on my side.
But again, it's your community. You know what I mean? And I'm not going to sit back here and armchair it and tell you what's right and wrong about your community. So
I guess like one of the main things I was simply wondering is, did you guys feel monetarily cheated? Um, is Destiny filling or fulfilling that promise of they're doing it right? This is supposed to be like a 10-year run for Destiny 2, right? And then so all these expansions that you have to pay for, are they worth it to have that expanded life cycle for this one game? Is, I guess, the curious thing for me, because I don't know any other game that has carried in that way. Well, I guess maybe GTA, but
I mean, there's some long time runners. There's Diablo. There's WoW.
Wow,
There's
yeah.
yeah,
League of
WoW,
Legends.
League of Legends. There's a bunch of games that have that type of longevity.
jokes write themselves, geek.
And
All over your face.
one of the great things about Destiny that I come back to and tell people about you is that for a game that old, it still holds its own. It looks great. It didn't drop a beat, and it runs very well, you know. So kudos to them for that.
Yeah, Warframe for sure. I've been playing Warframe on and off
Warframe's
for
been a
years.
long-term game, but that's easily one of the
years.
most expensive free-to-play games out there. Like their game money is expensive.
If you know how to work the system, though, you don't have to pay anything.
Yeah.
But you really have to learn to work the system. I do enjoy that game a lot.
Lady A's trying to pull some clout, you know. She's a career Destiny player. She thinks she earns a discount, you know. Free she should get some frequent flyer miles.
If ever anyone was deserving of frequent flyer miles,
Warframe is a fun game.
Because if you look at somebody like Enraged Cinema, I can't think of his name. It's T something. These are guys that have played Destiny since the beginning. Lady A will tell you that she's been playing for 7 years, playing Destiny for 7 years. So, yeah, she deserves frequent flyer miles.
That's a career.
Yeah, like I would be interested in going and seeing how many hours. I mean, 7 years, but we're talking hours. How many hours does you have in gameplay?
Over all systems because she plays it
On
everywhere.
multiple systems, yeah.
And before it was crossplay, so she would have to grind out 3 characters on the PS5, 3 characters on Xbox, 3 characters on PC.
That's not.
She did the triple platform life for real.
That's crazy. Well, I mean, I hope you guys get, everything that you want and more out of the latest expansion. I know it's pricey, but I mean, hopefully they make it worth that price tag. Have they come out and said how big of a expansion it's going to be? Like software size?
And
It's a
living a career as well.
It's a living, breathing environment, and with every DLC, they add events. So there's no one size for Witch Queen, because what you do when it first comes out can be very different by the time you get to season pass 4.
Right.
The events change, weapons change, there are new exotics, and there's always something to grind out. So like I said, nobody's looking for Forsaken.
Yeah.
Other than Shadowfire. I don't know what his thing is with Spider, but there are those events that are different. And that's what keeps the Destiny community alive.
Yeah. Because
if it was the same RPG repetitive grind, we would have left and never came back.
Right.
That's the thing. Destiny players leave, and then when new expansions come out, they come back.
Right.
Or they're Lady A and they just there grinding every day.
Let me ask you real quick. Does Destiny have a ladder? Like in terms of your characters and stuff like that? Do they have a ladder ranking?
Yeah, yes.
They do.
Like when you do the PvE events,
yeah,
you are ranked.
Okay.
So yeah, they have those type of things. Crucible, Gambit, some of the banners that you get track all of those stats.
Right.
How many kills you've had in Gambit, which is a PvE event. Iron Banner, in Lady A's parlance, Iron Banana. So there are a number of events that you're tracked.
That was a big thing with Diablo, is the ladder is trying to see how high in tournament you can get to and how fast you can clear the round at a certain tournament level. And then back in the old days, MapleStory had a huge ladder. Surprising. My wife was the number 2 fire poison mage in the world.
Wow.
MapleStory.
Wow.
Yes. before she got hacked and then lost the account. So there was that.
Now that's painful.
Yeah, but it all worked out for the best.
Mr. Mayhem, that's one of his claims to fame on how he makes money, is that he'll play for other characters.
Yeah.
And they pay him to level their characters.
Power level characters. Yeah.
Yes.
I've heard of that. There's a lot of people that do that. And then yeah.
Yeah, like what Evil said.
Who else has a ladder? Path of Exile has a huge ladder as well. Where you can keep track of them. She doesn't like doing speed runs, huh?
Wow, Destiny is a way more in-depth game than I realized.
Well, I mean, because I think that's the big issue with Destiny. Looking from the outside in, I remember you picking up Destiny when it first came out, Falchion, and you didn't care for it. And I think it's because you were looking at it at one way, and it actually plays as a different way. You were looking at it as a shooter. So in all actuality, it's an RPG.
When we tested it, it played completely different, right? Yeah. And I enjoyed it during the test, but then when it came out, it was this whole other thing, and yeah, it threw me, and it left a bad taste in my mouth, I guess. And but to see how it's grown, and to listen to how you guys are speaking about it now, all these years later, and it doesn't seem like as the Destiny community as a whole are looking to slow it down or move on to something else, or waiting for some other version of Destiny, like a Destiny 3 or something, to come out. You're really happy with getting DLCs and even paying for new DLCs as old DLCs leave. I think Evil said up in an earlier comment that it makes room for and keeps their servers moving smoothly to remove these older DLCs. But I thought, like, what I had been seeing on the internet is that people were mad, that they're losing this DLC and they paid for it. But it seems like now, talking to you guys, it seems like it's not Destiny players that are really feeling that kind of that hit. It's mainly outsiders, such as maybe myself or something. Maybe people more worried about it happening in other games where your community is like really cool with it, and you can't complain about that. If the community is cool with it, then it must be good.
Yeah.
Destiny Destiny is a book. It has a story. Understanding who Crota is, and son of Crota, and who Osiris is. I'm still sad by the loss of Cade. There's a piece of gear that I have that's in the memory of Cade 6 that I refuse to get rid of it.
Like, I don't know, see, you just threw me all off now, because now you're telling me it's a book. It's this big story. So now I want to know, am I missing a piece of the story? Am I missing a piece of the story by not being there for these other expansions?
That's a good question.
No, because at the very beginning of each new DLC, they kind of do a recap of what happened
last time on Dragon Ball Z.
when Crota was killed, when Oryx, as Lady A, thank you, Lady A, when Oryx was killed, and now that you've banished him, and now the story is here, and everything you do furthers that story. These are new chapters. So when you first come in, that that first cutscene is going to catch you up on the things that you need to know. And the more that you go on with the story, and now the Witch Queen is becoming a thing. And now that's gonna be where you as a new Destiny player would become focused. And it's a story. And like I said, with every season, that story is going to further. And then you're gonna have return of these characters. I just went on a fight the other day where I had to fight Crota again. And it was funny because I was playing with Pasta Fazul, and Pasta is telling me, watch out for that. I'm like, Pasta, I played Destiny 1. So I fought Crota before. So I know how to run this. And I grabbed the sword from the sword bearer. And I know that I can only get 3 swipes in with that sword before the sword disappears. And you're standing in front of Crota, and he's going to get up and slap you. So like I said, it's a story. And for those of us that played it, we're vested in that story. And we're looking forward to where it goes next.
Well, thank you, Shadow, for letting me know I'm not missing anything, because I was definitely feeling like I was missing. EA says the cutscenes are awesome.
Well, no, it's not that he's not missing anything, Shadow. He won't know that he's missing anything. He never did Vault of Glass. So he won't know that he missed it. Or what's the one with all the lights and you got to go through all those thralls and the lights go away? He's not going to know that he missed that, learning that pattern to get through it. But it exists.
I'm going to go with Shadow on it. I'm not missing anything.
Right. Yeah, we're going to leave you with that.
You're just trying to upset me right now, Geek. That's all.
If I wanted to upset you, I'd put on Marlin. Give you some Rich from Review Tech.
That would work. But
yeah, Crota raid. And then when everybody got the Gallahorn, that was like coming of age.
I remember that phase when you guys were all trying to get it and like being upset that you went through a session, like a play session of something like 8 hours or something, and didn't get it.
Yeah. And then when you got that Gallahorn, you came back and it was a thing.
Thanks, Shadow.
Shadow's just trying to make you feel good. So, Falchion, now that you know that you're not missing anything, you're going to come in, the water's fine.
It don't seem fine. It seems confusing.
No. Well, it is when you don't know, but you have people like Lady A, and that's the thing with that community is when you play with people and they take you through. East Cali, he's helping people go through runs. Phenomenal J, he's a Sherpa for the raids. He takes people through raids.
My big problem with coming in so late is the experience that I had before where I got in with you guys and I couldn't do anything. Like, it was pretty much, go stand over there in the corner, we'll take care of this, and then you can come along. And then when I thought, oh, look, I got this guy in my sights, I'm going to shoot him. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing. Ineffective. Zeros. And I was just like, why am I here?
If you're so many levels behind, that's the thing. But that's what makes the grind that much more satisfying. Remembering when you weren't doing any damage, and as you level up, Falchion has no patience.
Really?
He
Really?
throws he throws
Mr.
his
Bomb
hook
in the
in.
house?
He throws, yeah, Mr. Bomb in the house. He throws his hook in the water, and if the fish don't bite in 4 minutes, he goes, "Okay, I'm going back to shore," and he won't come back. But for anybody
No.
who's been there for more than 15 minutes and finally caught that fish, that sense of accomplishment is what makes you come back.
Yeah, I
You
mean, I
know, and
I agree with you. You have to capture me, and it's anything, television show, movie, music. If you don't capture me soon, when after I start it, then it doesn't feel like it's for me, and I'm happy to move along.
judging from the size of the Destiny community, thank God that other people have more patience, sir.
I mean, and
See, that's
let's
why
be
you
honest
shouldn't have
with
shot me when I took the bomb in the house. If you would have just waited, you could have saw what I was trying to accomplish. He had none of
if
it. He was having none of it.
if you would have accomplished it, but if somebody came in that house and took you down, then I got to go in the house, and they know that I'm coming, and they're waiting for me. Easier just to shoot you, take the bomb from outside the house, and go on with our thing. But
Wait. Let me look directly into the camera. People, don't take Falchions example. Don't shoot people who go in the house. You can talk to those people and they will understand. I now return you to your regularly scheduled programming.
and which involves me talking directly into the camera. People, if you're on my team and you acknowledge me the lead of the team, and I tell you not to do something, and I give you the reason to not to do it, and that
You
reason
probably
is
shouldn't do
valid,
it because he will
if
shoot
you
you.
do it, I'm shooting you because you're messing up my whole strategy. Now
Putting you down.
I return you to Plank, who has some Twitch news.
Yeah, recently Twitch had a massive hack, which everybody should be aware of. Now we have a lot of streamers here. Turns out at first they didn't think that personal data had gotten leaked with this hack, but a third-party research company, Privacy Sharks, got a hold of the data and realized that there is personal information in this hack. That a lot of email addresses, buyers' full names and amounts, and chargebacks through PayPal were all linked to this hack. So as things keep coming out, this is really bad for Twitch. If anybody is doing business with Twitch right now, I strongly suggest you change your password and your stream key if you haven't already.
Yeah, Lady A, you want me to let you know how much you've made on Twitch so far?
Twitch real
No, I
quick,
can't.
yeah. it's bad though. I mean,
Yeah,
like,
it's bad.
at first they didn't think that it reached as far as it did, especially when you're talking about personal data. Geek and I had a great conversation about this off air about how far reaching this hack got and how it was even feasible that they got that far with this hack. And now looking at it, a third-party research group has figured out that it's gotten way further than even we expected it getting.
Right.
You know, typically speaking, and Geek can attest to this as a professional in the field, that you don't keep personal data on the same servers that you keep, other things on. Personal data is supposed to be really protected. But if you're sitting out here with your email addresses and names attached to them, it's pretty bad.
Happy Geek.
Yes, thank you, sir. Wait. Could you highlight what Lady A just said?
You just may come to YouTube. Oh.
Come on over. I'm trying to get Evo over too. Shadow, what's up?
Now they will say, I know
Keisha.
we're heading a little bit over, but they did say in the hack that they found out that Twitch is, and we were talking about the pay to play with Twitch. Twitch is working on software right now to do anti-view bots. So not only are you paying to play, now we're going to kick your bots off as well. So, I mean,
no, external bots.
yeah.
They're gonna
The
sell.
view bots.
They're gonna sell the service.
Yes. So they're
So
kicking
if you
out
do it outside of Twitch, it's
a no-no.
illegal. If you do it with Twitch,
It's okay.
it's okay.
Yeah. So here we are, guys. You know, you Twitch streamers out there, you know, it's ugly. It's real ugly. And one more thing, they've said that this was only the first part of this hack.
Evil, the encoders on YouTube are so much better than Twitch. On Twitch, you're limited to 6,000 kilobits per second. On YouTube, you can do in excess of 10,000. So, are you using the correct encoders? Are you using the correct bit rate for the encoders that you're using? And then you can get a much better experience. But it's a learned response. You have to learn what those correct things are, because probably the way you have your software set up is at the limitations of Twitch. And now that you're in such a bigger pond, you can have such a better experience. But how do you get there? And do you understand what the bit rate needs to be in order to get the desired result?
Not gonna lie, YouTube is confusing, and Geek even tried to get me to enroll this week or last week or something. I missed the text into a college course for it, and I'm too old to go back to college. So
You're never too old. Oh, before we get off air, did anybody notice what I was talking about earlier? Something different about Falchion today.
oh, really?
Falchion,
Really?
Falchion,
We're
go
going
to
that
solo
way.
view.
We're
Go to
going that
solo
way.
view,
No,
sir.
Yeah, let's do
we're
it.
not taking that direction. We're not taking. Why would we take that there?
Let's see if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. Oh no, I removed him.
That's right.
There we go.
Remove me. Kick me out. There you go.
I tried to put him in solo view.
Yeah, it's definitely super complex. It shouldn't be that bad.
Take a good look.
You say it's awesome because you don't know anything. You're not conscious of anything else. Once, take a good look at Falchion, people.
Yeah.
Once you learn what you're looking at and you go at those higher bit rates and you start to look at above 720p, Twitch cannot compete with the likes of YouTube.
I thought it was
But
easier.
I agree with you.
Easier, yes.
Yeah.
But
YouTube
the quality
is
difference
way
in
more
general was
difficult than
easier
it.
to
It
set
does
up.
not have to be that difficult. Yes.
You got it,
Shadowfire. You
Shadow,
got
you
it.
got
You
it.
did.
Why we're even talking about this.
Look at that young scrapper.
I don't even think my wife has noticed yet, so you guys didn't need to notice. Yeah.
So fresh and so clean. Nobody don't pass me.
That's where we're going with this.
Twitch, and I've had a couple of conversations now, and that Twitch hack is bad on every level.
It really is.
And the extent of what they allowed. Yeah, Andrea, of course she did. How did
never
show
said anything
some
to me
respect on Andrea's
looked at the sink
She
and was
noticed.
like, "What is this?"
She just never said anything to me about it, and I'm surprised.
So The extent and as a professional in the net space, it's ridiculous. Like who did that? Because whenever you're doing server creation and database maintenance, these are the things that you're taught is so that this exact thing does not happen, especially when you're dealing with money.
The fact that
But
they got the source code to this site means that they are set themselves up for all kinds of future hacks unless they completely revamp Twitch altogether.
look, I'm absolutely in agreement with Evil here because the same thing happened to me. I was making money on YouTube, then they changed the bar. Why wouldn't they grandfather us in? We're already in. We're doing what we need to do. What if, I mean, like me, it was I started making money on YouTube, then they changed the bar. And so I, you know what, I'm not even going to talk bad about YouTube because
we love you, YouTube. Give us money, please.
and then yeah, the copyright rules, like I got 2 copyright claims on YouTube from Formula 1. Not the game, the real Formula 1, saying that I was broadcasting their televised practices on my channel. Wasn't even close to that happening, right? It was the game and my voice. That's it. And if I didn't complain, they would have just let that stuff go. Like they don't seem like they're for their community.
It's just a big machine, and
It is a big machine.
Or at
you're
least
a
us down
grain
here
of
on the
sand.
bottom rung.
Yeah. Or a grain of sand in an ocean, in a beach, and until
Right.
we start becoming a sand castle, then
So now is a good time for me to say, guys, please hit that like button so that we can grow.
And try to get back.
for the algorithm,
No, Lady A, you would be wonderful on YouTube.
Click like and subscribe.
Yeah, I agree. Lady A, I think your community, right, is so big right now that if you moved it over to YouTube, you would be able to grow exponentially. And especially with the things that you do. And for that matter, Shadow, you too, because you guys provide a service in a game, right? You guys provide a service in Destiny to where you invite strangers, viewers, that people that have come in and view and say something like, "Can you help me with this?" You're like, "Yeah, come on in. We'll take you through that." They then become your subscriber and you grow. And I've watched you grow, right? So I know that it happens. And as much as I hate to admit it, YouTube does have the bigger audience. Um the more diverse audience, where as you not only get people wanting to watch your streams because of what you're playing or whatever, or because they're interested in what you're playing, but sometimes, you'll get people like Plank, right, who will watch your stream. He watches a stream that I have of a game that he has no true interest in, or at least didn't, right? But because it was fascinating and fun to watch and entertaining to watch, outside of just being a game. And I'm talking about the races that you guys do, Evil, on Tuesdays, right? And I commentate, and so I that the potential for that, for people coming in just to watch you play, to see what happens, to learn that story, to learn the story, even if they're not playing Destiny, they do that a lot on YouTube. That happens a lot on YouTube.
I will
playing.
say, I be sitting on the couch talking mad smack about y'all driving. I'm not gonna lie. Like, see, y'all done messed up. Those penalties are gonna kill you. You got to get to the top. Stop penalizing yourself. I mean, I've been talking to you guys. My wife's like, "What's Ray talking about?" He's not playing. He's just talking about the game.
That's funny. But yeah, so the potential for your growth on there is huge. I wouldn't in no way discourage you from doing it, even though I am not
John Raw
fond of
doesn't
the
turn face
practices that
anytime soon.
they have
Not for a while.
hit us with,
The only
or at least Evil and myself.
So again, so this is me. Why this is me?
I just
listening
want to
watching
recognize
also
Lady A for
Let's go.
her
Seth
1.7
is not a
thousand
fan of
followers
being a face
Boom.
on
since
Twitch.
his championship run.
So I made sure to
And
put her
he
link
feels that he
in
is
the
a better
chat.
heel
So
than face.
if you haven't
Since
seen
his
a Lady A
incident
stream,
at Crown Jewel
please
with Bray
give her a
Wyatt
follow.
at the
Check
Hell
her
in a Cell match.
content out because she's
Oh, no,
she's
she
really
wasn't
funny.
at Crown Jewel. It was before Crown
You
Jewel.
know,
It
she's
was
really
Crown Jewel.
technical with her
Okay,
thingamabobbies.
the crowd.
It's always a good time.
At him and very like.
And she can make the Destiny grind look so interesting that after 2 years of taking a hiatus, she brought me back to the game because she looked like she was having too much fun without me. So there's that.
And you're right, Evil. It is a huge learning curve. I can't deny that.
Unless they pitch
And
a
I wish that I
phenomenal
could,
idea,
but I
him now
can't.
being, I guess, now on
Yes,
it's
though.
either Monday,
Congratulations,
Monday,
Lady A. That's an amazing achievement because when I started watching you, I think you had
I don't
7,
think you're gonna go back to that.
like
I
7. So that's awesome.
but having him stay heel, because he's
Very
doing
proud
great
of
work.
you. Very proud of you indeed.
But
Yeah,
she's
I
real
agree
to
with
the
that,
grind.
because,
You know, and she
it
plays a
always seems
variety
like
of
he's
games.
just kinda
She's not a
awkward
one-trick pony.
as a face.
So big up to Lady A.
Yeah,
And like
it's kinda
Kimberly
when
said,
Drew
she's a boss
McIntyre
chick for
tries
real,
to
for real.
be-
There you go.
Like when he switches from heel to face.
She's
He gets
blushing
it
right
done.
now.
It's just like
I can see her.
awkward for a
She's
while.
blushing right now.
Yeah, she's so humble. So yes.
Right after
It's the
Royal
same.
Rumble, it was awkward for Drew.
Yeah.
But,
he was like, "Oh, I'm doing
Yeah.
it." I'm like,
Anything else, guys?
"You're heel."
That's all I got, man.
Who got the to you, Juice? Who
Yeek.
got the better of the draft?
Episode 35 is in the can. Guys, hit the like button,
Roster-wise, I say Raw.
subscribe, so we can push this out to more people,
A, you're
So,
So
we can
that
be
they
like
don't-
Lady A.
so that they don't
Yes.
move the bar on Falchion again.
Balor.
Yeah, that would.
You did get the Street Profits, but
Yeah, let's not let that
felt
happen.
like that kind of
But we do
Not
appreciate
that,
you guys just coming in and hanging out and
really
talking with
mid-
us.
mid-card
And
folks,
overall,
but
at least for me,
keeping the
that's
one guy
what
who
keeps me going.
decidedly-
Like coming here every week,
I mean,
talking
there's
to you
some great
guys,
players,
learning
but
all this
one
stuff
guy who
about
can keep them
Destiny today, for
line.
instance, is
keeping Roman in the bloodline
pretty
and
incredible. And I really do appreciate you all.
basically give
Thanks,
away
J Law.
a
Glad
lot
you
of
He's
could
just
make
happy we didn't
people.
destroy the PlayStation life.
this week.
Yeah. See, so J Lo,
Yeah.
let that be a lesson. We don't always have to talk down about the PS5.
Not surprisingly,
Although
whatsoever,
we did have a story, we just didn't get
in
to.
his first interview.
That is true. It's
We
not
had a
like
story
Sony
we
doesn't
just
make
didn't
it
get
easy
to.
for us. You know?
Robin, what's the deal, bro? Stop telling the secrets of the Batcave. I was selling the bridge. J Lo was believing that it had low mileage, and you just killed that for no reason.
100%.
They would riot in the streets
All
if
right.
Drew McIntyre beat Big E for the title.
All right, guys. Geek, where can they find you?
Prophet would pull all the facial hair right
Oh, I
off
didn't
of
pull
his
it up this
face
week.
in front of our
See,
face.
now this week I didn't pull it up, and you don't do it. That's funny.
Geek can be found on the Xbox at GKMSTR space NYC. PlayStation, he's PlayStation,
Yeah,
Twitch,
nothing's gonna force
Steam,
me
and
to ship
Discord,
any
he's just
show.
GKMSTR.
Just,
On Uplay,
I
he's
mean,
Geek
yeah, there's
Master,
some people, Shane,
NYC, everything spelled out.
Drew, Shane,
Plank.
Lazy,
Don't
What about
forget
you, bro?
Wednesday Wise
Oh, my bad.
on
And
YouTube.
Wednesday
Don't
Wise.
forget
yeah,
the
I
Wednesday
thought
Come
about
Wise
on,
it.
bro.
on YouTube.
Kimberly's
I did
here.
too.
That's
Kimberly,
right.
don't let him get away with
Lauren
that.
was gonna, I thought
He just went right past you.
Sure did. Don't let that
was
happen.
gonna
It
go
won't
out.
happen again.
And I
Well,
was-
you
I
can
honestly-
find me on Twitch as Plank GJE, on Steam as PJ Danger, Discord is Plank,
AJ Nolos
myself,
versus
Instagram
Roman in the Bloodline.
Plank909, and Pokemon Go. You can see my little code down there. I just took Burnsville Mall.
I feel like
It's
for me,
mine.
all-
Team Mystic, get out of here. I ain't playing with y'all kids no more. Charizard
kind
for
of
the
just looking
win.
at the I mean, hopefully
All
Twitter
right.
gets better for Raw.
Yeah, and as a reminder, anybody, as
Robert, does that give
Evil
you
put up
any
here,
better
anybody
feeling
who is
about
playing
the
or
episodes
interested
of
in
Raw coming
playing
out after
GTA 5 on the
Crown Jewel?
PC, get into this community. It's growing. It's actually growing pretty fast, and it's fun, and it's a whole new level of GTA 5, and the way I think it was meant to be. So yeah, and Lady A GTA 5M is a I don't even know how to explain it.
It's like
to
a
be honest with you.
mod for GTA
It's what allows you to get into the role playing aspect.
and private servers.
It's that underpinning that allows for all the modding that can be done. So even though it's still the GTA game, you know, it lends itself to everything else that you want to do.
And you don't have to go through being harassed, to be honest with you. And GTA 5 Online is that. Unfortunately, it's a place where people just go to harass other people, and it can be overwhelming and annoying, to say the least. Here we go, GTA 5 roleplay, Lady A. It's basically where devs make the game better than Rockstar, and that is true. And Evil and Mrs. Baker have done that. They have made the game, at least from what I've, and I mean, I no, there's no at least. It's just way better when I play with them or play on that server. It's the things you can do, and it's far more realistic and fun, and give it a try. That's all I can really say. Give it a try. But if you need any more information, and Plank, I know you love GTA 5 Online. I really do highly recommend at least stepping in and checking it out, seeing what you think about it.
Right on.
So there you go, Evil. Geek says he'd like to try and get into it. Hopefully we can get Plank into it and figure it all out.
Thanks, Evil.
But Geek's yelling at me in private chat, so unless there's anything else, until next time, this has been Fauci. You know me. I'm Ghost. 2 fingers is peace. Later.
Everybody
Later,
enjoy
taters.
your week, or enjoy what's left of the weekend.